Dav diary required. We should
Dav
do
diary.
that.
That's a great idea.
But not even, like, I want to put it out like it is a Dav diary, and then it's literally just Dav sitting with obviously a smoking jacket, a bubble pipe, has to be a bubble pipe, sitting in a big, like, chair, you know, and he just reads something from his diary.
Tuesday, 20th of January, 3307. High Ed Sector, DR-V, C2-23, A5. Dav's Hope. Was horrified to see that once again tourists have slipped through the net of ruffians that I've hired to keep people away from my little pied-à-terre. I realised that I had visitors when it prematurely went dark as an anaconda parked right in the middle of the driveway. I do wonder sometimes if it would be better to just live in an anaconda instead of this shambolic collection of outbuildings, but I do love the organic feel of it. What I don't love is all the idiots in SRVs zipping back and forth, mechanistically stealing all my shiny things. I slipped out the back door, thankfully, wasn't accosted by a delegation from Canon demanding the keys to their megaship back. I think it's safer for everyone all round to put it on autopilot. The commute to Jameson Memorial was hell. First I was interdicted by my own mercenaries, then I found out that a beluga was stuck in the slot and traffic was backing up all the way to the Star. When I got to my office, David Brubin was waiting for me with that look on his face. I hate that look. "You're late, Dav," he proclaimed. How perceptive of you, I thought. I just nodded glumly. "Dav, I would like to know why everyone is complaining about the commodity prices again." "Well, it's very complicated." I loaded some complex graphs and equations onto my screen that looked like Mandelbrot sets, because, well, they were Mandelbrot sets. "See," I jabbed my pen at a portion of the chart that looked like a drunk gecko. It's all to do with an optimal market equilibria. There is nothing to necessarily tie any price ratio down to the relevant marginal rate of substitution, which is the standard requirement for Pareto optimality. We are unconstrained by Laffer curves, so... Dav, he interrupted. You are clearly very familiar with economics. Well, yeah, that's what you pay me for, I said. Well, then you will have heard of Say's law. He looked at me with one eyebrow raised archly. The 19th century law of markets, formulated by John Baptiste Say, I replied. No, Dav, what I mean is if I say the price of tritium goes down, then it goes down. That is the law. Yes, David, I replied glumly. David turned on his heel and stormed out the room. As I turned back to my desk, Stephen Benedetti emerged from under it, where he'd been cowering. I looked round. I saw Garrido climbing out of a large floral arrangement and Arthur untangling himself from the coat racks. "Thanks for the backup, you cowardly custards," I yelled. I lifted my coffee mug to my mouth. Looks like I picked the wrong day for giving up whiskey. I blew into my mug, so they would think I had hot coffee in it. 13 o'clock. I'd spent the morning massaging commodity prices and trying to conceal the huge oversupply of salt so that David Brubin wouldn't come over and give me one of his lectures. It's quite a mystery how the galaxy is able to produce so much salt when demand for it is zero. In your face, John Baptiste Say, production is not demand after all. All that hard work had given me quite an appetite, so I headed to the staff canteen. I couldn't decide what to have from the all-you-can-eat buffet, so I decided to have a bit of everything. I was able to build up the side of my bowl with bread so I could fit more in. I didn't fancy any company today, so I was lucky to find an empty table. I was hoping to catch up on a little side project of mine. The Diamond Frogs had been very vocal about how their BGS was being affected, so I was trying to find new ways of mucking it up for them. Perhaps the salt supply wasn't such a mystery after all. No sooner had I sat down than the evil Don Antonacci spotted me from the tills. He waved enthusiastically and started weaving across the canteen. "Please don't sit here. Please don't sit here. Please don't sit here." He put his tray down in front of me. "Hello, Dav," he said, in his cod Italian accent. I know for a fact he went to Eton. He likes to pretend he's a mafia boss. "Please don't sit here," I said. "Don't be a silly mate. I can't sit there because you are," he beamed. I braced myself for the inevitable monologue. Don Antonacci took a deep breath. "I've had an idea to get one back on Operation Ida. We need the Thargoids to attack Explorer's Anchorage. Kidney stones!"